Today on the show, a Christian meme-off. Who came up with the best memes?
The top 10 signs your youth group crush doesn't like you.
We help a guy who wants to date an Amish girl.
We've got a couple of pieces of news that gave us a little bit of hope this week.
And some deep thoughts.
And much more. All this on episode 1 of the Blimey Cow Podcast.
I feel like I messed that up. Let me do it again.
Thank you so much to our new supporters at supportblimeycow.com. Isaiah Malloy and Zachary Clarkson became new supporters this week. If you want to become a supporter and get all kinds of fun perks, go to supportblimeycow.com. And thank you to Anderson University for sponsoring this episode. So we had the Cowmunity pick out some templates with some of the supporters.
We
took these templates, came up with our own memes.
There's a bit of a twist, though. Whoever wins will get to answer a message a little later in the show. It will destroy me, okay, if I can't answer the message. It will be a problem, but we'll
Hope
try.
You brought your meme game.
I think that I did, but I probably didn't.
We'll go back and forth. All right,
That's
so let's
fine.
look at the assassination chain meme. Shall we start with yours?
That's fine.
Sandra reads 5 books, Mike reads 6 books, and Jim reads 7 books. One book was read by all 3 children, but every other book was different. How many different books did the children read? Self-doubt. Thank you, idiot. Dad. All right.
It's supposed to be a word problem. It's like you're doing a word problem, and so then you have self-doubt. I'm here I am explaining my meme. Self-doubt, thank you, idiot, and then dad's in the background.
Oh, think you idiot, like with a comma.
Yeah, think you idiot.
Think you
Self-doubt,
idiot. I thought it was like I think you
sorry.
idiot.
No, I should have put a comma so that you would understand that. I just always say that. I always say something you idiot like all the time.
Hey, that's funny.
Yeah, not when I explain it. Okay, and then your dad's in the back about to snipe.
Yeah, dad's about to murder somebody.
He doesn't know who he's shooting. He's gonna shoot somebody.
Check mine out.
New guy at church. Hot guy at church. Attractive guy just visiting. Me with the same youth group crush since the 8th grade. All right, yours definitely wins on that one.
All right, Batman meme. Here we go. I would just love if my favorite Christian band would play one last cruise. That's pretty good.
You know, that cruise actually happened, and they did play a couple of what they called land cruise. DC Talk played.
Oh, yes.
For people who don't know, DC Talk came back, and they did a cruise or something, and so none of us got to see them
And all
play.
the poors were upset and saddened that it was a cruise and not a
And I listened to
concert.
some of the DC Talk, like, music. And, Josh, it wasn't that it was bad. It was just that it was just, like, there was just something off. It needs to go away.
Dang. Well,
it needs to be a memory that we all cherish. It doesn't need to be like, we had a great time. It was great.
See, are you saying the songs were bad? The performance itself was bad.
It was just the vibe was off. I don't know how to say it.
Do you feel this way about the Newsboys, your favorite band growing up?
The Newsboys need to be gone.
The Newsboys never left.
God told me, you told you something you wanted to hear. You told you something you wanted to hear.
I'll give you that one.
I was going to say, if it's a toss-up, just throw it my way.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's fine. That's fine. We'll give you that one. It's 1-1.
Thank you.
Me, after not taking my phone into the bathroom carefully, he's a hero.
You're trying so hard. You're trying to get off this phone addiction. You got to not take your phone to the bathroom.
I went in a similar direction.
Did you? Is it the exact same meme? When you successfully read the Bible for 10 straight minutes without looking at your phone. Wow, we literally wrote the same thing.
Who gets the point for that one?
I say it's a tie.
All right, 2-2?
It's basically the
Wait, so if it's a tie,
thing.
then you get the point? Is that what we're saying? Is that what you said? That's what you said?
No.
2-1. No, we got an odd number of memes, okay? We can't do these ties. We might end up with a tie at the end of this.
All right, we'll get comments.
Me double tipping, you double tipping. All right. That's funny and very self-referential to your life.
It is. I'm praying for you. Good vibes. Dang it. I don't know, man. That was really funny.
I'll let you decide this.
I think that was yours.
You'll give me good vibes?
I do. I think that was yours.
All right. Thank you for the good vibes. So it's 2-2. It comes down to this final meme.
All right. Mine. Let's look at yours first.
Look at mine first?
Sure.
All right. We're going to look at mine
pretty
first.
Funny?
Mine's pretty good.
All right. Youth pastor just trying to keep...
No. You're reading in the wrong order.
Okay. Well, when you read mine, read it in the wrong order.
Sorry.
Teenagers in the throes of puberty. Youth pastor just trying to keep his job. That's good. That's pretty good. That's pretty funny.
15 days to sprint.
Pretty clever. Pretty clever. Mine's dark. Yours is also dark.
Who? If this meme was 2 or 3 years ago, I would say without a doubt, edgy humor.
Well, this is still my life. So I will give it to you if you allow me to speak on the messages.
All right.
Okay, fair.
All right.
I will at least get my 2 cents in there. That will keep me happy. You guys decide in the comments, okay? Give the post, let's up the post a little bit. We get some comments. We love the comments, but it also gets the video, the new Blimey Cow podcast. Spread around.
Like and subscribe to our new podcast,
and then
please.
Tell us who won this, because I'm not sure who did.
Okay. Let's get to the top 10. All right, guys, this is the top 10 signs your youth group crush doesn't like you.
That your youth group crush does not like you.
Does not like you. Okay. Top 10. Number 10. She gets to first base with someone else during a youth group game. Not literal first base.
Well, but it is literal.
It could literal. I mean, yeah, it could be.
Were you not meaning to make that double joke?
I kind of was.
Well, good, because it was funny. That would have won you the meme review if you had done that.
Signs your youth group crush doesn't like you. Number 9, you're stuck in a folding chair while she's on the couch.
Yeah, and she's with her little posse boys who are posse boys.
Posse girls too.
Yeah, and the posse girls, you never know. Yeah, what's going on? And they're all sitting on the couch, and you're just kind of pushed up next to the couch in the folding chair.
Hey guys.
I've seen that one too many times.
Number 8, you toss her a bag of chips during refreshments and she doesn't eat it. An unrequited bag of Doritos.
Yep.
Number 7, when you try to strike up a conversation, she keeps bringing up how she's focusing on her relationship with God.
Yeah, that is painful.
You've opened me. Number 6, she told you last week she's not ready for a relationship, but she's been crushing on Zachariah from the worship team all week.
Yeah, that's probably the most accurate one of this whole thing.
Number 5, she's conveniently always on the other side of the room during prayer time. Mm-hmm. Number 4, speaking of prayer time, she says she has an unspoken prayer request and all of her friends knowingly shake their heads at you. Number 3, you ask the youth pastor for advice and he doesn't even say to pray about it. He just tells you it's obvious that she likes Zachariah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Number 2, you ask God for a sign and that night you have a dream that Zachariah physically dominates you at kickball.
I'm trying to figure out who this is, Josh. Who is this? Because this character has come up many times in this. I thought, what's the thing in movies? If it happens 3 times,
the comedy rule of 3s.
Yeah, this isn't the comedy rule of 3s. We're not laughing at your life, Josh, if this was you.
No, it's just there's always a kid named Zachariah.
I never knew one.
He's cuter than you.
Well...
all right, and the number 1 sign your youth group crush doesn't like you, you DM her to ask if you can be praying for her this week, and she leaves you on red until next week.
Yeah. And then she'll say, what would she say at that point? Because she'll reply, because she's a nice girl.
Oh, hey, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm okay. Thank you you're so sweet. Oh, yeah. She said I was sweet.
And yeah, that
gets you going for another week. Now, guys, I need you to admit something to yourself. I need you to admit that you're excited about the idea of college, but you feel like college is going to hate you.
We're here to tell you that Anderson University in Anderson, Indiana gets it. Anderson is a faith-based school that has a small feel. We're talking classes where your professors know your name.
They have a ton of general and specialized degrees, and they're well known for their nursing program. They're experts in RN to BSN programs and have...
Let's see.
Plus, if you're into sports, they're recruiting big time right now for their sports programs, male and female, for freshmen and transfer students.
AU feels like a family. Now, look, I started college going to a school that ultimately didn't fit me, so I transferred and finished out my degree at a small Christian school instead. If I was going to spend every day somewhere for 4 years, I wanted it to be a place that felt like a community, like a real family for me.
AU offers scholarships to students who attend a Christian high school, so you should definitely get in touch.
If you want to see a video we shot with more info about the school, click on the link in the description. AU is looking for students like you.
Don't miss the boat on college because you think college doesn't fit you anymore. AU fits. If you want to get more info, go to the link in the description to get started.
Again, click the link in the description to get started.
All right, Jordan, let's get to the message. Not to be confused with Jordan's messages, this is the message.
This is the message, which is slightly, what's the word I'm looking for, Josh? When something goes against scripture, it's called...
Heretical?
Heretical. That's exactly what
Slightly
this is.
heretical?
But it's fine. You know,
So I get to answer this. I get to answer the message.
If you're comfortable with it, Josh.
I think I will be.
Okay, good.
I'm excited.
Okay.
When I picked this, I assumed you were going to be the one choosing, and then you said, "Hey, why don't we do a meme off?" And one of us gets to pick it. I was like, "This is great. I would love to answer this question."
This is great.
I think I could provide some valuable.
Maybe I should. Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see if you can, Josh. Maybe I'll go behind the camera. You want me to go behind the camera like we do? Or does that make you too nervous?
Well,
I'll
because
be here.
we're using these mics, you won't be able to hear you back there.
That's okay. If you're uncomfortable.
You can talk back here like this.
Okay, that's fine.
Just kidding. All right, dear Jordan, my basic question is, how would you get over a workplace crush? For more details, I have feelings for a coworker whom I see almost every day. We have a lot of shared experiences working together, and she is a fun and enjoyable person to be around. Long story short, I hesitate to even express feelings for her since she is Amish and I'm not. And I have no desire to convert. Dating outside the Amish faith is strictly forbidden, i.e. could result in shunning slash excommunication for her, and I doubt she has mutual feelings for me. So basically, how do you get over a crush on someone you see almost every day? Signed, Anonymous.
Why are you looking at me for the answer? This is your time. This is
Wow,
your
it's
time
like a
to shine.
Pavlovian. I was like, wow, I can't wait to see what he says.
Can't wait to see what Jordan says.
What's he gonna say?
That's how I am.
The Amish, right? What do you know about the Amish, Jordan?
I know a lot about the Amish.
What, like more than what you heard on TLC?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I thought that the Amish, now correct me if I'm wrong out there, people out there, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I thought that the Amish, you could marry outside of the community if you weren't baptized within the Amish faith. Now, if you are baptized within the Amish faith and then you marry outside, then you are shunned and you're like basically doomed.
So you
cannot.
Hold on. So you can be in the Amish community, and just as long as you're not baptized, you can.
You have the option to leave.
Oh. So no. So up to a certain point, and then at some point you get baptized, and then you have to stay.
Well, you have to decide if you want to get baptized.
Is this the thing where they let them loose and go party and stuff, and then they come back?
I haven't heard about that. I don't like.
That's what I heard.
Well, I've never watched the TLC shows because I thought that was a bunch of propaganda.
What I heard.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I know somebody, and I think that it was that the husband was Amish, or maybe he was Mennonite. Those are the two things I get confused by.
So the Mennonites are like, "How dare you?" And the Amish are like, "Not even watching this because they don't have any technology."
Look, okay, I have no clue, but one of them you can if they're not. I'm pretty sure it is the Amish, but I'm probably wrong. But yeah, I thought that you can marry somebody outside, and then you're not a part of the community. Because if your wife doesn't or your husband doesn't want to be a part of the Amish, then you just decide that I'm not Amish anymore. Because they can't join, as far as I understand. If they're not Amish, your spouse can't join the community.
So I couldn't go to an Amish community and say, "Hey, baptize me," and join.
No, you could, but if you wanted to marry somebody outside, you couldn't. Because they have no interest in joining the group.
So could I go become a Mennonite? I mean, Amish, and marry someone in the Amish?
Yeah.
Assuming I wasn't already married.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't. The logic, sure. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. I don't think it's like
this guy doesn't want to be Amish.
No. Then it really depends. Then it depends. It depends if she was baptized.
Has she made? So I've heard of this, like the lifelong commitment to the Amish way of life.
If you have the commitment, then you will be banished forever. If you change your mind, I'm pretty sure.
Right, because they give you the opportunity to leave and then come back, but if you don't come back, then you can't come back. It's like something. You get shunned or something.
It's shunning. They've shunned you.
Shun.
So, I mean, Josh, it's your time. It's your time. She needs the answers.
Wow, this is a lot of pressure, I'm realizing. You just pull this out of your behind, don't you? How do you do that?
People are always like, whenever they're like, wow, the messages, and then they try their messages. You can try. It's not messages, not as easy as it looks. Not as easy.
I haven't been doing this for 20 years for nothing. All right. I would say...
I am curious about what you have to say, though.
I think that you probably just need to... I don't know, because, like, if you found a sweet Amish girl and she doesn't mind being shunned by everything...
That's right.
Then it could be fine. Like, it could be a good situation, right? I mean, but if she wants to stay in the community, then I guess you're done.
Yeah.
But if you want, I mean, look, here's the bottom line. If this were a thing where you wrote it and said, "Hey, look, we're in love, we're there, and I'm just afraid because she's Amish and I don't know what that's going to look like," that'd be one thing. But if you're just saying, "Hey, I got a crush on a girl who's Amish and I don't think it's going to work out," then the answer is, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably not going to work out. It's just it's a work crush.
Yeah.
Okay, we've all had them. They all go away.
But here's the thing. We don't know if you were working at Chick-fil-A or what, because, people like this are kind of a dime a dozen there at Chick-fil-A. Like, a nice girl. Sure, you're going to find a million of them, I'm sure. Okay, so if the Amish girl doesn't want to be around you, I'm sure there's going to be somebody else coming up around the corner. Now, if there's not, though, just most
there's
people...
There's new homeschool girl Chick-fil-A employees...
coming around the corner
born every day.
Yeah, and they're coming your way. Now... The problem, though, is most people, when they have a job, they're not. It's very rare to find a normal, in your mind, a normal person who kind of believes the same thing as you. And so you're trying to grab onto that person and make something out of it because you're not seeing much coming through the door. You're not at Chick-fil-A. That's the problem. So I mean, look, can I say what I think?
Go ahead.
So what I think is. It's a lot of what Josh said. You need to just, if you like this person, okay, it's up to them if they want to be shunned or whatever, okay? It's up to them. They can or they can't be. That's their choice. Now, you can be good friends, you can be great friends, but, it's her decision. Now, the problem is, how much are you willing to get your heart ripped out of your chest when it almost guaranteed isn't going to happen? Because that's hard leaving your whole family and your whole community and then being shunned. Okay, is it the right thing for her to do? I don't know, that's up to her. But kind
of a sad situation she's being placed in, if you ask me.
It is. So I mean, I would just be yourself, be a nice guy with her, whatever, and if she wants to get shunned, let her be shunned, and then you guys can go be shunned together. And if not, that's why I asked the whole question, Josh. How is he going to get over it? You're not going to get over it. It's going to take a lot of time.
I think you'll be okay.
You'll be fine, though. You'll be okay.
In a few months, you'll be over it. I have a lot of respect for the Amish way of life. Yeah. Maybe not all the down and dirty details, but one thing, you go to these country stores out in the boonies of Tennessee, and they always have these Amish goods, but the ingredients in them, they're just putting sugar and stuff in everything. It's not. It's just as cruddy as the stuff you get at the grocery store. And I'm like, why am I buying the Amish stuff?
Because it's Amish, and that's why.
You would think that they would be the purest ingredients, whole wheat, and the bread is clean and stuff. But it's I could buy cleaner bread from
Publix.
Dave's bread at Publix.
It is a bit confusing, Josh, and that's another conversation for another day.
I'm just wondering,
I've wondered the same thing, but I wasn't going to say it because
every time I go to those country stores, I'm like, what?
Yeah, well,
what is this?
Nobody can not succumb to the sugar. I mean, that's just period.
You got that right.
Look, sometimes we get depressed with the messages. Now we have a couple things that gave us hope this week.
Wow, that was funny. It's cool to give me hope this week. Oh, gave me hope this week.
I'm curious what your give me hope this week is, because I think I have one in my mind that I didn't write down, but it's just, it's all up here. So I'm going to see if it flows.
We decided when we were talking about doing this podcast, we said we don't want to talk about like the news of the day, the politics and all that stuff. You want that? There's plenty of places willing to sell it to you, okay? But we did think, it'd be nice if we shared a bit of good hope. Good news, John Krasinski style.
That's right.
Oh, by the way.
Don't tell me it. Don't tell me.
I watched A Quiet Place Part 2 finally the other night.
Oh.
Hated it.
I don't even remember what happened in it. Did you?
I did.
I feel like I liked it.
I didn't like it.
Did you just not like it because Jim?
No. If anything, it was like they were like replacing him as a character with the Cillian Murphy guy. You remember how that guy shows up and?
No, I don't.
Okay.
What happened?
I won't spoil the movie, but it's like it starts out right where the last one left off.
Yeah.
And then they come across this guy that you see in a flashback that there was this guy they knew in the before times, before the aliens invaded. Oh. And
I gotta watch it again. I don't remember anything about it.
The whole premise of the first movie, not to give the movie away, but
give it away. Just give it away.
The premise of the movie at the end was that, oh wow, now they're gonna have to survive on their own, and then the second movie immediately starts and they've got someone else to protect them now.
See what you mean.
And it was which is fine if they did something interesting with it, but they didn't do anything interesting with it. It was just like, okay, now we're gonna go on this adventure to find something.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie was over, and it was just like they were giving everybody a random thing to do, so that there was like more stuff happening in the movie.
Well, we'll have to wait for A Quiet Place 3 to see what happens.
I'm hoping that it kind of redeems the second one, but I was very disappointed. I love A Quiet Place Part 1. It's like one of my favorite movies.
Well, you know what? I don't remember anything about the second one, so I'm just nodding in agreement. I don't remember a single thing.
I posted in the supporter group, and
what'd they say?
There was agreement with me. Not universal agreement, but there was agreement with me. Freed after 28 years of wrongful conviction, a man meets his pen pal who never stopped affirming his innocence. So this guy, named Lamar Johnson, he served 28 years for a murder he did not commit.
Someone was writing to him the entire time?
Yeah, and so he wrote to some church while he was in prison, and this woman basically became his pen pal. And just like stuck with him. And so when he gets out of when he finally got let out of prison, the first thing he does is go find this woman.
Wow.
Isn't that nice? Check this out. If you hold on to anger, you're just going to swap one prison for another, Johnson told the Post. As much as there was a lot of setbacks over the years, there is a lot to be happy and grateful for. Reach out to somebody that might need a friend, the pen pal said. It could mean more than you know.
Wow. That's a great story. That is what you call the American dream. Right there, getting a pen pal, getting out of prison.
That is the American dream, getting out of prison. She even visited him in prison.
How did she know he was innocent?
I'm trying to find it.
You know what? Sometimes it's gut feeling, and we have gut feelings here, and our gut feelings are almost 100% right. Just follow our track record.
Several years later, the true culprits confessed to the crime, but this did not amount to an overturn of Johnson's sentence. It took, I guess, many years, and they finally got him out.
So what does he do? Where does he go from here? He's got a pen pal. That's great. But does he start suing people? Like, does he sue the state for doing this to him?
I don't know. What do you do when that happens?
I don't know.
That just like what?
Write a book.
I just want. Yeah, exactly. That probably is what you do.
Write a book.
You start a podcast.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I included this because this is something that this makes me so mad, and so I was just blown away by his good attitude. That he was just like, you can, I mean, but I guess at some point when you're in prison for that long, if you truly know you're innocent, you're just like, I guess this is my lot in life. And so you just end up making peace with it. So then at that point, if you get out, it's just like, thank you, God. Like, I guess this is now my new situation. And you can just try to go bless other people. But that's just wild. Like, you get one life and they just throw you in prison.
28 years. I mean, that's unbelievable.
Okay, Jordan, what have you got?
So, Josh, my story is not a news article, okay? So, I went to the gym today with my wife, Sarah.
Oh, this is a good story.
You haven't heard this story.
Oh, I thought you were going to just talk about it in general. It was nice that she
No.
was at the gym.
No. It gets better than that. No, so I was at the gym, and I walk in, and there's, this is Planet Fitness, okay? This is the everyman's gym.
This is the normie gym.
This is the normie gym. This is where we go. It's close to our house. It's where we...
You just watch NPCs just...
walk around. Yeah, they're hustling and bustling. They're looking at themselves in the mirror. It's like, okay. But... Josh, I'm like a snooper. I like snoop at people all the time. It's all I do. I'm like, I'm just like...
You're going to end up in one of those TikTok videos checking someone out.
Yes.
Is that what happened?
No, it's not what happened. But they would think so, because I get to places, I read rooms. I've come up with a quote. There's two people in this world, the observed and the observers.
Wow.
Those are the two
That
people.
is true, though.
And a lot, to be... I'm not trying to say I'm above a lot of people, but like the Planet Fitness, there's a lot of observed. Walking around, okay? And it's true.
That's right.
So I like watching people in that state. It's funny to me because they're always so worried about what everyone's thinking about them. It's hilarious. It's like this is a low income gym. It's like, come on, what are we doing here? You know what? Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just what I think the whole time. Anyways, so when we walk in, there's a girl and she's sitting down and she's like, looks like she's maybe getting ready to sign up. And so I we get on the treadmill, so we're walking or whatever. And she gets up and she has a cane. And she's walking slowly over to sign up to the gym. And it's clear this is like this...
This is a young girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like this... And it seems like she got there to the gym by herself. And it was like this brand new thing that she was doing. She didn't know anything about working out. She didn't know anything about anything. But she was walking around with a cane. And... she starts trying out all of the different machines alone. She then goes and asks a lady who was there who looked like she had been a personal trainer at some point. Just doesn't even know the lady. Just goes up and asks her, "Hey, can you help me? Show me how to use this?" I don't know why that just destroyed me when I saw that. Like I was so inspired by how she didn't give a D about what anybody thought. She was just there, just walking into the gym. Everybody else, all the guys are just looking at themselves in the mirror. She's just walking around with her cane, like going to the different place. Just this young girl blew me away. Changed my entire day. I'm about to cry thinking about it.
Was she having trouble walking? Was that her situation?
Like I think it's like a birth thing that she had.
When people that have those issues, they have no. And I mean this in the best way possible. Yeah. They have no problem asking for help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no shame or embarrassment or anything like in the way that like I have trouble asking people for help.
Yeah, so do I. There's something about it like, oh, I don't know, it's just different.
I don't want to bother somebody, but it's like if you've known your whole life, like, look, I have had to rely on other people.
I mean, it was interesting because it wasn't like she needed help with the machine. She needed help knowing how the machines worked.
Yeah. That's cool.
And so she just spent like an hour just going to every station and just trying to learn how to do it by herself. And I don't know, I was just like, I felt like I was just sitting here spying on this girl this whole time. But I'm just walking around doing my different things, and I keep seeing her at different stations. It's like, wow, I wanted to go up and talk to her, but anyways, that was very inspiring. That gave me hope this week. Not just for the inspiration that she was just like, I mean, I know how it is to go to a gym for the first time. Yeah. Especially when I was young, but I had my dad going with me. So that really was a buffer. But she was literally at a gym for the first time, seemingly in her life, all alone. Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. So if you're out there, I wanted to come up and say something to you, talk to you, but I didn't. So I was the wimp.
Hope you'll watch the podcast.
Yes. Hope you do.
You're in the show.
Yeah. No, you inspired me this week, so thank you.
When I was jogging in our COVID world, I very often saw people who were like clearly like out of shape, just out there, just like giving it their all, and I that was so inspiring to me because I was like, man, look at this, like and it made me feel like, man, like I'm not even like in terrible shape, and I get tired or don't like want to stop doing this. Yeah, but this guy's out here. 30-degree weather, you know, like in his mind, knowing like, look, even if I kill myself for the next 6 months, I'm still going to be out of shape in 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, but I got to do it every day. And I was just so inspired by that.
Yep.
There you go.
That gave us hope this week.
That gave us hope this week.
It gave me hope.
And now, let us transition to some deep thoughts.
I hate to admit this, Josh, because I never thought that it would come to this. I never thought it'd come to me. I thought this would never happen.
What?
I was outside reprimanding my dog for chasing a chicken.
Sure.
Okay, just doing what we do here on the farm. Just reprimanding my dog. We don't do this. This is not appropriate. She tries to get away from me. She jumps up and hits me straight smack in the jaw.
She gave it back to you.
She gave it back to me. She said, "Screw you." That's what she said. And she smacked me in the jaw. And chipped my tooth.
Which tooth is it? Oh, sure enough.
Barely.
No one will ever
nobody
know.
will ever see this. But it was a knock. It was a knock to my self-image, to me. I sat there. I felt like I had sand in my mouth. I could tell that I had probably chipped my tooth. And I thought...
Did it hurt?
No, it didn't hurt. That was a thing.
Never chipped a tooth.
It doesn't, there's no feeling like on the edges of your teeth. It's just like a thing. It's just like a bone that's just, there's no nerves there. So it just felt like I had sand in my mouth. And I thought, wow, how bad is this going to be? So I walked slowly, quietly into the house and I just looked in the mirror and I was like, my tooth could be literally snapped in half. I have no clue. And it was just barely nicked, just barely. Like you literally would never even notice. But to me, this was like, I was just like devastated. I was like, I cannot believe that I never thought I would like have a chipped tooth in my life. And over the course of like, I don't know, like how long ago? This was like a week ago. I don't know. It's amazing how fast like I remember when I hurt my ankle and I couldn't do what I could do before. Like I couldn't ride my bike. I couldn't run. I couldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. How fast you just acclimate to that and humans can just adapt so quickly to stuff. And at some point, like it's just almost like just this like cool part of me that I have just like embraced. And then I was reading a book about the Wright brothers. And did you know that Wilbur Wright and the Wright brothers are fifth cousins? Okay, we have the documents. This is actually true. I know there's a million people that say that they're related to the Wright brothers and hardly any of them are.
We actually
But we literally are. I was reading the book by David McCullough.
Yeah.
He wrote a whole book about them. And Wilbur, when they were kids, they were playing ice hockey, and there was an evil bully kid who came and smashed Wilbur in the face with a stick and shattered all of his teeth. And the guy ended up being a serial killer. Anyways, and this guy went, and I was thinking, wow, I like literally have this tiny nick in my tooth, like barely anything. And this dude shatters all of his teeth, goes into this crazy depression, and then comes out. And because of that, he didn't get to go to Yale. He didn't get to do any of this stuff.
Sure?
He was so unbelievably smart, and he was extremely athletic. That's
why didn't he get to go to?
Because I mean, he was like seriously injured,
Oh,
and he was like
okay.
about to. I think he was like going to go to school soon or something like that. So then they had to give him all these fake teeth and everything like that. And then that was one of the reasons why they like made the airplane, because he stayed home and his brother didn't want to go to college.
He's like, what?
So then they
guess
created
we
this.
just should learn to fly.
So I was reading that and I was like, wow, this is so stupid. I was like so upset by this little tiny nick in my tooth, and this guy gets his whole face bashed in and then invents the airplane after that. Like, what is my problem? So anyways, that was my deep thought for the week.
Oh, yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just get over yourself.
It's hard to compare yourself to people in history. They were a lot tougher back then.
They were. But it inspired me.
Yeah,
it was a
nice.
deep thought. It was a deep thought. That was my deep thought.
My deep thought is something that I kind of want to turn into an episode of Messy Mondays.
Well, then don't give it away. Let's just move on.
No, I'll talk about it.
Okay.
I'll talk about it. We can talk about it, and then people can see, oh, this is how a Messy Mondays video comes
That's true, and then you can watch that.
I was thinking about, once you have kids and stuff, you're just always thinking like, okay, I need to enjoy this moment because these kids are getting older and older every day, and I'm always going to miss how young and how fun they are right now. But it's hard to do, especially my
It's always going
brain. It's hard for me to slow down and just and so I'm always frustrated. I'm like, am I actually enjoying this moment, or am I just thinking about the next things going on, or I'm stressed about it, blah, blah, blah. And it finally dawned on me the other day. I thought about it and I was like, what, even if I somehow calmed my brain down and was able to quote unquote enjoy living in the moment, like what good, okay, now I have a memory in my brain What good is that? Like, I could get hit by a car tomorrow and all the memories are gone. You know what I mean? Like, what good is it? And it occurred to me that living in the moment, what that truly means is that you are just trying to make life better for the people around you. You're just constantly thinking, how can I invest in other people? So, and in that way, you actually are living in the moment, because the only way to invest in other people is to actually be present.
Right. Yeah, I see what you mean. And they say the only way to be actually happy is to be living in the present.
Yeah. And
I
think that's how you live in the present, is by
investing in others.
Versus like, oh, I'm trying to figure out, I don't know. I think that somehow that just clicked in my brain, and I was like, oh. And so now when I'm upstairs with the boys, I'm just like, okay, what can I do right now that is going to put a smile on their face, or is going to like be a good investment in them? And just having that thought makes me realize that, okay, I am now being present, because
I see what you mean, because I think a lot of people, especially with like stoicism and all the stuff that's so rampant and popular on YouTube, which it is interesting to like look at and look at it and all this stuff, but it all seems kind of like, it's like people trying to figure out how to do something. No, I guess not necessarily for themselves, but how do I better myself? How do I better? And it's a good thought, because you want to better yourself.
Right.
But it all seems very like me.
Mm-hmm. It's weird, because it's like the whole idea of like you have to take care of yourself before you can help other people.
Yeah, like when the mask comes down in the airplane, you've got to put it on.
Right. But exactly. But at the same time, yeah, it's like anything. You can't. You got to be careful how far you take it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that makes sense to me. Yeah.
But I think that's something I'm actively still thinking about and working through. But I thought that could make a good.
That's a good episode. It's like everything. Stuff it's just like we always say in messages. Stuff. It's like the backwards principle. You can't want something, because if you want something, you don't get it in some weird way.
Right.
Like, if you want to be funny, you're going to come across as being not funny because you're trying too hard.
Right.
Like if you invest in others, a natural byproduct of that is being present with people and you being happy. It's not like your happiness isn't the main thing. I see what you're saying.
But then the flip side of that too is that if you're a kind of person like me who is just naturally like a people pleaser, then that can also go too far as well. So it's just, it's give and take. You're just learning.
That's right.
As you go. So, anyways, deep thoughts. And now we have a question for you guys. So this is something we're going to do on the show, Jordan. Is every week we're going to ask a question. You guys can comment below and share your reactions, and then next week
we'll read them.
We'll read them on the show. All right.
I wung that. Wung it. But I'm assuming you guys were going to read it next week.
Correct.
And that's what happened. What's something... Can I read it?
Sure.
Guys, what's something that you want to accomplish by the end of the year? And we've got a lot of time left. Okay, it does seem like... But this year is going by pretty fast.
It's already May.
I know. I don't like that.
Isn't that weird?
I don't like it.
Yeah, so what is something you're hoping to accomplish by the end of the year, Jordan?
My underground doghouse.
Oh, yeah, how's that
going?
Which
will be done very soon. And probably it'll be done in like...
People who have like no... Just came across this show, had no concept of you. My underground doghouse. And I'm like, oh yeah, how's that going?
It's funny. It's going well though. The hole is dug.
Like his dog chipped his tooth, and now he's building an underground doghouse.
This guy like abuses animals, and he's building them a $1,000 underground doghouse. No, I'm trying to keep my animals alive. They get hot. Okay, I have 2 Great Pyrenees. They get extremely hot, so I need to build them an underground doghouse. That's almost done. I mean, I've like laid footing. I've like all the concrete, the cinder block, the roof, and it's going to be done soon. And I'm excited about it, Josh. Very excited.
I'm excited too. I think you're doing a great job. I went over and saw it the other day, and it looked amazing.
Well, thank you.
I don't know what I want to accomplish by the end of the year. All the things I want to accomplish are like, making things better that I'm already working on.
There's like a quiet desperation that making things better. I felt that.
I would like to. I would like to be able to bench press 160 pounds.
10 times.
10 times. Yeah.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
That's
whatever
is
Jordan
that what-
says, that's what I'm going to do. 10 times, he says. He could have said 30, and I'd be like, 30 times.
Yes, there was no hesitation. No, 50 times, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
No, 160 pounds yeah, you should be able to do 160 times.
When we got in shape, when we were strength training with Dad,
Yeah.
I remember getting to 160 and being like, all right, I feel like I'm in shape now. And then once we could go past that, that felt good. That felt great too. But 160 was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm benching your body weight 10 times.
Yeah.
Like, that's like running a mile in 10 minutes.
We've been doing the push-up challenge in the supporter community.
How's it going?
Good. I'm on week 5. I just yesterday did 100 push-ups in one 14 minute workout.
See, and
in 5 sets.
Have you seen the Guinness Book of World Records? I can't say the words that I say sometimes. The idiot who did the I shouldn't say it.
What?
Well, I don't want to throwing out the word idiot so much. But
don't throw out the word
idiot. Well, Josh, let me just say this. The person who now holds the record for the most amount of push-ups in like 10 minutes or whatever it is, his push-ups were like hilariously bad.
Oh.
And nobody had the heart to say, hey, these are bad. They just said, oh, in this culture, oh yeah, you got it. It was the dumbest thing. He didn't do one push-up. But Josh has sent me a video of himself doing his push-ups, and they're legit push-ups.
Well, because I at one point when I was doing them, I was like, these feel like they're too easy. I don't feel like I'm in shape enough yet for how many of these I can do. So I went and found a video showing how to do a proper one, and then I adjusted, and it was much harder. And I sent Jordan a video saying, "Is this good form?" He said, "Yeah, it looks pretty good."
It was pretty good.
And yeah, my amount that I could do was significantly cut after I started doing them correctly. But I've worked my way back up to now I can do 100.
Yeah, the thing that everybody out there needs to remember is to when you're if I give one piece of advice when you're doing push-ups, when you're holding your arms out in front of you, act like you have a napkin between your armpit and your rib cage that you're trying to keep there, and that is how you keep your chest and your engaged and everything.
Okay.
Because once you start to loosen that up, that's your body compensating because you're weak.
Yeah.
So, but if you keep it like that,
Okay.
then you'll get strong. That's the advice. The napkin in your armpit.
All right. There you go.
Don't let it fall.
What do you want to accomplish by the end of the year?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I gotta come up with something to recommend. I'll come up with it when you recommend.
All right. So here's what I recommend this week. And this is gonna be tough, obviously, because some people might watch it, and there are things about the show that are probably not appropriate. But it is indeed a very funny show. It's called Jury Duty.
It's funny
on Amazon Prime. Have you heard anything about this show?
No.
Okay, so it's basically like Candid Camera if Candid Camera was like a multi-week experience.
So this is like real?
Yeah, like
Okay.
they hired a bunch of actors to go into like a courtroom, and they brought one guy in who thinks the whole thing is real, and they're doing this whole courtroom, and it's all scripted. It's all like this improvised script or whatever with all these like actors, and this one guy doesn't realize it's all a joke, and so they're getting his reactions to everything. It is the funniest thing. So they're trying to keep it as normal as they can, so that he doesn't catch on that it's all fake, but also seeing like how far they could take it. So like people are like falling out of chairs and getting injured and having to leave, and they're having to bring in like alternate jurors and all this stuff. And like the defense, they have a video of like a 3D animation of like their version of events, and it turns out that the defense it's like his nephew that made the video, and it's all screwed up, and so there's like 3D models just like spazzing out. And the judge is like, what is this? And the one guy doesn't know what's going on. He's just looking at the video, and they interview him afterwards, and he's just like, "Yeah, the video was kind of messed up. He was trying his best." So he's like, this guy's like trying to be nice about everything, but as it goes on, I haven't watched the whole thing, but as it goes on, you can tell he's like getting less and less patient about things. Like, yeah, things are getting really. This is a really weird trial. I don't know what's going on. It's so funny, and it's made by some of the people who made The Office, and it's played completely straight. Like, if you just turned it on and didn't see like the text at the beginning explaining what's happening, you would know. You would just think it was like, you would think this was like some sort of like weird mockumentary. I mean, it's clear that like it's a joke, but they don't have people saying, "Oh man, he almost got us." It's none of that. Yeah, it's not like Impractical Jokers. Yeah, it's not like that at all.
That show is hilarious to me though.
Yeah.
It's like so funny.
It's way funnier. It's way funnier than Impractical Jokers.
I'm gonna recommend that too. Even though I've never seen it. I'm gonna watch that later today. I gotta come up with something to recommend too, Josh. I recommend, but not getting too into it, the game of chess. Okay? Because your boy over here, look, I'm moving up the ratings, okay? But is it an addiction, Josh? Yes. And it needs to stop. But I need to recommend it to you.
Will you play people on chess.com?
This is the problem. If I say yes to one person, which I love, like, don't get me wrong, I love
you do.
But I mean, I get just bombarded with,
you do.
I don't have the time. So I feel bad because I'm playing all these games, and and to be honest, Josh, I'm not sitting here to my own horn. I've been playing chess for a while. So like, I like playing, but like when the skill level is drastically different, it's like I'm spending a lot of time
You're spending
playing.
time murdering people.
I would rather just speak to people. Like in real life, or like on Instagram,
and the chat on chess is not great.
It's not great, and it goes away. I can't remember what anybody said. So, but I would recommend chess. It's a great game. It's an amazing game, and it helps you with other games. If you're a game person, if you like board games, I'm telling you, if you play chess for some reason, it correlates with other games. You will get better at Settlers of Catan. You'll get better at any other game, and I don't know why that is. And it doesn't correlate any other game like that with chess. You can't play Settlers of Catan and get good at chess, but you can play chess and get better at these games. For some reason, you just see games differently.
Yeah.
And that's a scientific fact, and I don't know why. And there's no science behind it. But it is a fact.
There you go.
That's my recommendation, but don't play too much, okay?
Don't hurt yourself.
Don't hurt yourself like I'm doing.
Jordan, that concludes the first episode of the Blimey Cow podcast.
I mean, I thought it went pretty. Sometimes there's bumps in the road when you're trying new things. Okay, I feel like this was pretty good, and there's room for improvement. But I had a great time.
I think that like when we go back and watch the first episode we did of Christian Meme Review, it's the same show, but you can tell like, all right, it's a little different.
Yeah, we understand this, so we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna just get better and better. But I thought I had a great time. You never know what to expect when you do something new like this. But I think that we could only go up from here.
So are we doing this every week? I don't know. Are we doing this every week?
I think so.
I think so. Come back. Come on back. We'll probably be here next week doing this again. This was fun. Anything else we need to tell the people? Go check us out, supportblimeycow.com. We haven't quite figured out exactly yet, but we are going to kind of get the supporters involved in the program.
Yes.
And I think we're going to do like what do you think about this? Like a bonus segment for the supporters? Maybe like a Q&A or something like that where they can submit questions?
Yes.
So we'll get that going. I mean, we'll see what the reaction is to this and how people like it. Give us some feedback. We'd love to hear what you have to say. And I guess that's about it.
Thank you guys so much. We will be back with more fun and games soon. Bye-bye.